Got to this session. Okay, so hello everyone. This is Maninder Singh, and I'm a solution architect in Entity, and I have 9.6 plus year of experience, 9.5 plus year of experience. Okay, so we have already finished introduction to RPA, robotics process automation. Now we are into Hello UiPath. This is a second module, second lecture. Okay, so what we covered yesterday was what are the products of UiPath. Although they have a lot of products, but we covered the products which we gonna use. Okay, then we saw the ecosystem of UiPath, how the uh, wait, Lawrence. Okay, so then we saw ecosystem, then how our ecosystem is there. Like, okay, we have a bot, we have a studio, we have how the bot is connected with orchestrator, how the orchestrator connected with robots, and what is unattended robot and attended robot. And we saw that, okay, these kind of interview question they ask you. Okay, then today we're gonna learn about UiPath panels, panels in UiPath Studio. Basically, we're gonna see the studio. This is your first interaction with UiPath Studio, where I'll tell you each and everything that, okay, in which section what you can find, and then we're gonna create a bot, push it to orchestrator, and maybe run it from there also, right? Push it to orchestrator, and also we're gonna integrate it with the GitHub. Push it to our code to GitHub. So this is the first one. This is definitely the conventional method that, okay, when in conventional method, whenever you are creating, whenever you are, starting with any programming language, you always do hello world, hello automation, hello, 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 like this. Okay. So this is the first one. This is the conventional one. We have to go through it. Okay. So today's target is these two things. First, we will see UiPath Studio, and then we're gonna create UiPath bot in our system, and then you will get an assignment, assessment, and interview questions link in the group, in our group, registered group. Okay, yes, definitely we need to install, just give me a second. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to install our UiPath. So for that, in the weekdays, 1 hour session will be there for installing the right UiPath. I don't want you to install, kind of enterprise version, because the availability of it is 60 days, maybe, or 60 days basically. So I want you to have a community version, which is a free of cost. It's completely similar to, enterprise version. I'll tell you the difference over there also, but yes. So we will do it on the weekdays, in some day in weekdays, when you will be like, okay, you want to continue with UiPath. So then we will install it in your system. And there also I'll tell you what is the difference between both. And then we will give you assignment, where you have assignment and assessment, right? There will questionnaires, and assignment will be for the creating your first robot in UiPath. Okay, so let's start with UiPath. Let me go to the UiPath. So UiPath is, as I said yesterday, UiPath is nothing but a desktop UiPath Studio, right? So we're gonna go with this UiPath Studio, and we're gonna see UiPath Studio panels, right? So when it is getting started, okay, so it's look like this. It's getting started in my second system. So yes. So whenever you open UiPath Studio, you will see this kind of structure. This is called backstage view. Okay, in the backstage view, which is what is important right now, is in backstage view, you will see a start. In start, you will have columns like this. So you can open, if you can open from a local project, or you can get the project from some repository. Either it can be TFS, either it can be SVN, either it can be GitHub, like this. Okay, so you can open your project from, maybe you have already created a project, so you can open your project from your local project, if you have the project over there, or you can clone that project, get that project from some repository on the cloud. Second thing is, open recent means whatever I have created, it will be visible over. So I have created a dummy, so I can show you this open. I could have just removed this and make it a very fresh, but I kept it so that I can show you that, okay, this is the project, which will be like open recent project will be visible over here. Now, when you go to new project, you have different kind of projects. So we're going to create library also. We're going to do templates. We're going to create templates also. But for now, we need to understand the process only. Okay. Whichever we will pick, like when we will be using library, I'll show you each and everything related to library, from where to create, how to create, what happens with the library and all. Okay. So now the first thing is, you have a new project. You have 4 type of project. Process, it's like a blank page. It's like a blank repository. There's nothing, no structure, nothing. Okay, it's completely a blank file. Okay, so you will get a process. You can create a library. I'll tell you the library later. Test automation, definitely what is test automation, I'll tell you later, and template also when we will creating these things. Okay, now you have to focus on project process. Then we will see this one. We have a more templates. It's a possible that, okay, whenever you design something bot, whenever you design some bot or something like that, you have two options. Either you start from scratch, a blank paper, or either you can start from a template which where you just have to drag and drop few things, where you have to manipulate a little bit, and you will get your desired output. So you have two possibility. So right now we're gonna go with the blank completely, and we're not gonna see these things because RE framework, definitely we're gonna see document understanding, definitely we're gonna see transaction pro, definitely we're gonna see, and more templates we're gonna see. But right now, as I said, we will do which is required that time only, because I don't want to overflow you with the a lot of things. Okay, so we'll click on process, but before that, see these others also. Now we have tools. Okay, in tools, we have UiPath extensions. What is UiPath extension actually? So if your mouse is connected with your system, suppose I'm moving my mouse and this cursor is moving. This is moving because there is a bridge between this thing and my mouse, hardware mouse. So that's called driver. It's a bridge, the driver between my cursor and my mouse. So similarly, the extension works. You have Chrome extension. So if your UiPath want to interact with the Chrome browser, so it need a extension over there. If my UiPath want to interact with some additional feature of Excel, it need a extension. It says that, okay, I will tell this driver what to do, and that driver will perform, uh, you know, that driver will perform that action in that application. Suppose I have Chrome, okay, and my UiPath want to interact with Chrome. Chrome said, no, 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 no. I don't take commands from you. I take commands from my driver. I gave you a driver. This is for the security purpose. I gave you a driver. That driver will come to me and then say something. Like if you go to some office, you will not directly go to, the head of department. What you need to do is you need to go to your manager, tell your manager, okay, I want to do this thing, and then your manager will go to the head of department, say, hey, you know what, Sonu is asking this much hike, and then he will come back and do the task for you basically. So similarly, you have extensions. Extensions are also called, you can call it drivers. Okay, so these kind of extensions. So you have different type of extension whenever you want to interact with some, if whenever you want to interact with some applications, you have different kind of extensions over here. Similarly, plugins. Plugins means you have automation plugin, test manager. You have GitHub plugins, SVN plugin, TFS plugin. That means you want to interact with GitHub. Enable the GitHub. It will, when I disable, you have to restart basically. If I enable this one, I can enable it, and this will create a bridge between. Basically, these tools are important to create bridge between your UiPath and that application. Okay, so these are the two things which is important for now: UiPath extension and plugin. Now we have templates. As you saw, we have multiple templates. As I said, templates are nothing but already created structures where you can just place your things and get the results. Okay, you have already a structure. Okay, like if I say blank, it's like, okay, if in a it's like a drawing copy, a blank canvas. But if I give you a structure, you want to do some mathematical things. So if I want to give you, I want to do some mathematical calculation, so you will have this kind of notebook. If I want to write some English things, English language things, so I will have this kind of, where you will do like this, then you will do the like this, and these kind of things. This is, or a musical thing where you can just write this kind of things, right? So you already have a template. You just have to place your values, and these are things called template. When I say blank, I just gave you a blank canvas, and I say write whatever you want to write. So when I say process, I'm talking about a blank. When I say templates, we have different kind of templates. Let's go to the teams then. So why call a team? Because whenever you are creating your project, suppose you got a project, as I said in the initial phase also, whenever you get a project, the project get divided into sub projects, and each and every developer will do the projects. Each and every developer will do the project. Suppose I have created a project. So suppose I got a project from the client, and then as a solution architect, what I will do, I'll divide this project into four. So I have S. I will do this in S1, S2, S3, S4. I'll divide this project. I'm not gonna create this project entirely. I'm gonna divide this project and give it to my developer D1, D2, D3, and D4. Okay. Yes, you can. So though you can create a template, means a process, and save it as a template. Definitely. When you are saving, it asks you the option that, okay, yes, do you want to save it as a process or want to save it as a template? So you can save it for the future. We will definitely, once, as I said in the initial also, we're gonna create everything, even process, then we'll create library, then we'll create test automation, then we'll create template also. So we will do one by one. So right now it's an initial phase, so that's why we are over here. Okay. Now, my friend, so as I said, when you have a project, a full project, full project will be divided into segments. So like I'll tell you, you write this much of code, you write this, you do this task of automation, you do this task of, you do this task of automation, you do this task of automation. Once I have these, my developer will develop them. And if my developer, so how I'm going to get the code, I'm not going to get the code from them, go to their system and say, oh, mail this code to me, or copy this. No, no, there will be a GitHub repository for the version control, and I'll ask all of them to send their code to this one. And every day I will ask them to push their code to GitHub repository. You can say GitHub repository is nothing but repository or a folder in a server. In a simple language, a folder in a server, in somewhere in the cloud. So I will have folder. So I will ask you all to every day go and push your code to Git server. And next day when you are coming, take it from the server. Why I'm telling you? Because suppose today you made some changes, push it to the, push it, means made some changes, went home, came back tomorrow, again made the changes, or update, or you can add some code into your code. The next day also same thing happened, and fifth day your system got crashed. In the morning you open and system got crashed completely, and they said we need to change the ram, everything. So 5 days thing will be completely going to flushed, right? It will completely flushed. So what we can do is every day we have to go and push our code to GitHub, then take the code from the GitHub to our system in the next morning and continue working on it. And then again, at the end of the day, push your code to GitHub. So this is called version control. So whenever you push your code to GitHub, it create a new version every time. And you can take whatever version you want to take. Okay. And every developer will push their code to the GitHub repository. And as a solution architect, I can use that code. So this is how it works. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask anytime. It's not like, okay, you have to ask at the end only. You can just say, hey, I have a question, please. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask, my friends. Oh, just give me a second. What is happening? Okay. So, okay, cool. Now let's talk about this. Okay. Now we have Git for the version control. We have Git, we have TFS, we have SVN. Okay. As a team, where I can push my code, come back next day and take the code from here. So we will do that thing, GitHub in the today's lecture. Now we have setting. So we have different kind of setting. Okay, you want language, what kind of this thing you want. Either this is right now in English, everything you can say in English. If I can change it in, maybe it's Chinese or Japanese, I don't know actually. So if you want to convert into Portuguese, Dutch, or some French like this, so you can change your language of this application, this UiPath application. Light or dark, you can change your theme according to that. Okay, reset everything. You can whatever you want to do like this. Okay. Now design. It's important. In the design, we have few things which is I would say that few thing is important over here, right? So in design, this is important. Auto backup interval. Auto backup interval means suppose one process is, suppose you have a script which is what it is doing. Basically it is going to a web portal and clicking on something, clicking on login. Suppose you have some login window, some Facebook login window, and you have one activity or a set of code. What that set of code is doing, it is clicking on that login button. Now it is possible that this website may take time to load. So what you will do, you will have a auto backup interval. Auto backup interval means it's a 30,000 millisecond, that means 30 seconds. So auto backup interval means for how long you want to wait to execute or to successfully execute that thing. If says that okay, after 30 seconds you don't get that login button, you will be like, okay, this code will send a error. So that's why you have auto backup interval. This is important. You can assign it from here, so it will be default value in every project. It will be default value, but if you change the value, the updated value will be implemented over there. If you say that okay, within 30 seconds it should appear, otherwise throw me a error. So for every activity or every set of code you're going to use it, 30-second will be the standard time, until unless you don't go to that activity or the set of code, change your active timeout property over there, and then the new timeout will be implemented. So it either you can change it, means either you can change it to the project level, or either you can change it to the code level. So right now we have, you can make it a project level. So if you don't have anything on the code level, it will be implemented from the project level. Okay. I can understand only 10%, 20% you might be understanding over here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Whenever we are using, you will see everything. So for now, just listen and try to understand as much as you can get it. Okay. So now we have published project time. So whenever we are publishing our project, so what happened in the initial phase is, if you have a project, first that project get converted to zip file. And once you get the zip file, then that zip file will be converted to nugget, and then that nugget file will go to the orchestrator, right? So there's a possibility that you have some problem over there, which is stopping you to zip that file. So there's a possibility. The second thing is, suppose you are publishing it and in mid you don't have a really good connection. So to send your file from your machine, right, to orchestrator, it can take a lot of time. So what will happen? What it gonna happen? Like okay, it says 30-second. Within 30-second, if you have a good connection, everything is fine. So it says fine, I'm working. But if in 30-second it says that okay, your project is not got zipped and not got published, it will throw an error. Okay. Yes, Mel, you want to say something? Okay, cool. Okay. Now, these are the two things which is important. Okay. Now let's talk about the third also. Okay. Okay. Now we have over here, we don't need anything for now. For now, definitely we don't need anything for now. Okay. Now let's talk about location. Let's talk about location right now. Okay. Now we have a design. We saw this one. We said location. Now location is project path. Project path means you can define it over here when you are creating a project. By default, which location it should be saved, your project should be saved. In your system, you can give the path like, okay, in the C drive, this folder go, or a D drive, go to this folder, and like this, you can give a project path. As I said, this is the application level, but you can give it as a project level. Depend on, these will be used as a default value. When you don't give a value there, these values will be used. So project path means where you want to store, by default, where you want to store your project. Publish project URL, that means where you want to publish your URL, means publish your process. Either it can be Git, either it can be orchestrator, it can be anything. You wherever you want to publish your process, it can be over there. Publish your library, where you want to publish your library. It is like, okay, if you want to publish your library to maybe you want to publish your library to Nugget, .org website, whether you want to publish it to orchestrator, whether you want to publish it to your local system, you can store it in local system. So it's like that, where all the templates will be saved. So you can give it like the, oh, here I want to save my template. Then you have managed sources. Managed sources, we will come to managed sources when we will go into uh,
Two records.
hello.
I guess
Okay.
somebody is not unmute.
Ah, cool. No worries, no worries. Well, okay. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. But if you don't
Yeah,
have,
Mahinder.
please mute
Mahinder
yourself.
Prasanna here.
Ha, Prasanna, please tell me now.
I wanted to know is because I've been working on UiPath for almost 1.5 years.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
I always have this question in my mind. For
mm-hmm.
an example, there is a client who's given me a project,
Uh-huh.
and I've made that project, and when we send that project to the customer or
Mm-hmm,
the client,
mm-hmm.
uh, so I want to know whether the customer, I mean the client, if he has to have a UiPath downloaded for himself.
Yes, definitely. If they want to run it, they should have not a UI path, but they should have a robot. They will be running the project over there.
You mean
So
like the assistant that we have in UiPath?
assistant definitely, and the executor. I'll show you the executor also. Means
Okay.
assistant, it is different thing. Even if you were there in the yesterday's call, no, right?
No, I was not there. I was
Okay, okay,
unfortunately
okay, okay. No
working.
worries, no worries. So assistant is different, and UiPath robot is different. Assistant work like a bridge between studio and orchestrator, robot and orchestrator. It's like communicator. It's like
Okay.
communicating between robot and orchestrator says, okay, I want to run this process and I want to run this process on this robot. And then assistant take the file from orchestrator and run it on the robot. So it's like that.
Okay.
So assistant is a middle thing. Okay. But definitely we need assistant because assistant will make a connection between your robot and orchestrator. And we need a robot. We need to install robot in their system.
So I just wanted to understand,
Huh.
Mahendra.
Hmm.
So, for an example, if the client is giving you a project,
Hmm.
you have to be on that project for maybe 6 months, 1 year, till the time, because if there is any kind of error or something, they come back to us. And is that how it works? I'm not sure, because if client is giving me a project,
In the
automation.
yes, yes, yeah. That was in our first thing. In the first lecture, we saw life cycle, RPA life cycle, how it work actually. Means from where it comes till where it goes, basically. Oh, you are late, my
No, no,
friend,
no.
a little bit.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. I'm not talking about the life cycle. I know
Hmm.
about that. What I'm
Huh.
saying,
No, no, you
sometimes
don't
it
have to.
may.
You don't have to. It completely depend on the agreement. So
Okay,
what happens like, okay, the moment so everything has a agreement that, okay, for this long, they will take the development because there is a cost related to it, right? You can't say that, okay, for 1 year I will go and a client will say, no, no, I don't have this much money. And you will say, no, no, no worries. You can pay me this much. No, it goes hourly. It doesn't
okay.
charge on the project, it charge on the hour basis. So it's like, okay, when you say, I'll develop this process and put it in the production, they will say, okay, fine. And after that, there will be a release document. Or you can say then after release document, there will be a hypercare document where you will mention that, okay, this much amount of data we will be processing in production one after the bot got into production, and for this long we will be supporting you free of cost, and after that we will be charging you, and they will give you a sign off, and then things goes ahead.
So, like you said, the client has to have the robot access to use that to work on the project,
Yes,
or
yes,
to
robot.
run the project.
They should have a robot. Also, they should have orchestrator access. Definitely, they will have their admin. Our task is to develop everything perfectly and put it in a production, and train one of their person to look into logs, look into bot means look into logs and scheduling things and all. And
Correct.
they will have an orchestrator admin. We just have to tell them that, okay, this is the process. They will say, okay, fine, I'm running. Done.
Cool. Got that. Thank you,
Yes.
man.
Okay, no worries, buddy. Cool. Okay, now let's go to this one. I think we are taking a lot of time on this one, but yes, it's worth it. Okay. Now manage sources. Understand this thing, guys. Okay. Manage sources means, okay, manage sources. So there's a possibility. Oh my God, Ajay, mute. Great. Okay, so now what is managed sources? Okay, now there's a possibility that you have few set of code. As I said, RPA is nothing but pieces of packages, Excel packages. In Excel packages, everything will be there. What you can do with Excel? Either you can read Excel, either you can write Excel, either you can close a Excel, open a Excel, write in a cell, create a pivot table, everything. So we call it a package. Okay. And those packages, those packages are present in your local system, either those packages are you are taking it from officials of UiPath official, either you are taking it from UiPath marketplace, where officials are like, okay, where UiPath developers, not UiPath backend developers create a new package. They say, okay, I have a package. Now this package will be used to automate SAP in everything. Log into SAP, log out from SAP, go to any transaction, go to anything like this. Okay, they will give you that one, or they can come up with a package. They will say, okay, I'm giving you a package. This is called integration use of ChatGPT, and with this you can send a request, read that thing, everything you can do with that. This is official. When UiPath people will create that package and put it in an official link. You can create your own package, put it in your local system, and use it. You can have that package from marketplace. In marketplace, who are the people who does that thing? Contributors, individual contributor like us. We can create something and say, okay, I'm not a UiPath um, employee, but I want to do some good things, so I will give this thing to people everywhere. I'll spread this thing marketplace. Orchestrator host means in your orchestrator also there can be packages, right? So you can take all these packages, and these all packages will be visible. So this is managed source, means from these sources you are fetching the packages. Okay, now this is user defined sources. User defined sources means this is defined by you. You can create a new source also. You can just have to give a name. I can give a name, I can give a source. It can be a web URL, it can be my local system. Like over here you can see local package. I have created this one. I can give this one my local. I can change it, and update it. So depends on from where you are taking that package, you can give it over here. And these packages will be available in your UiPath Studio. When you are using, you can get that package and use it. Use that functionality from that package. Okay. So these are the things. We will see that also in future, definitely, but these are managed sources. License and profiling, definitely, if you want to change the license, you want to change the profile. So it depends on you, what you want to do. You can change it from. Okay, code editor, definitely we'll see this one later. You have a code editor in UiPath, so this is how it works. But when we will be doing this thing, we will see that one. Okay, now this is a backstage view. Help, you will see these information about UiPath, which version you are using. I'm using community license, so this is this community license and this version. Okay, pre-user installation. Who is the provider? License provider. It's possible that, okay, this is hard-coded license, or you are getting license from the orchestrator. So this is a thing. Governance file and everything will be there. Okay, so these are the information, or we can say everything we saw in backstage view, which is useful. Right now we haven't seen everything from backstage view, but which is required for starting this machine. Definitely we saw that everything. So if anyone has any doubt, please feel free to ask. Otherwise we'll create a project, hello world, and we'll see everything inside that one. What are the panels, what are the use of those panels? So we will see everything. So yes, please guys, go ahead. Kajal, any doubt? Oh, I have a mute audience always. Great, most of the time. Okay, Sonu, any doubt, buddy?
No, Vinda, all good, all good.
All good, all good. Great, great. Vishwa, all good, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, man. Okay, now let's talk about this thing. Okay, so let's create a blank project. Blank project where I can, blank canvas where I can do anything. Okay, now let's create this one. So whenever you want to create any project, even library, test, automation, template, whatever you will create, you will be looking, you will see something like this. which will say, okay, give me the information. So these are the important one, these are the important one. Okay, these are the important one, like name, description, like blah 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 thing, which can be asked in the interview also. They will ask you these two, three things: compatibility and language, basically. Okay, so this is important, but let's talk about this one first. First name, definitely I'm gonna give a name. Oh, my screen got okay. I'm gonna give a name. So I'm gonna give this name as I can say hello mm, automation. Description, I can give a description. So description will be look like this over here. So it's good if you can give a description so that whenever I'm opening that project, I know what is there. Okay. So first script of automation. Automation. Okay. So this is hello world. Okay. Now let's like this. Now location where I want to save my project. So I'll just click on this one. I'll go to my D drive and I'm gonna create kind of a folder over here. And I will give this folder a name. So everything will be over here only 25.01. Okay, this is my first batch of 25. So I'll give like this and I'll select this folder. So my project will be saved inside this folder only. Now let's talk about Windows and language. So first, let's talk about Windows. So wherever you want to run this project, depending on this compatibility you need to choose. Your bot can run on a Windows machine or it can run on a cross-platform. Cross-platform means either it can have a DOS, Linux DOS server, operating system. So if you want to run your project there, you have to choose cross-platform. If you want to run your project on Windows, you have to choose the Windows. And once you have chosen these things, see, always remember, you can change location, you can change description, you can change name, but compatibility and language, once it is set, you can't change it. So Windows, if I'm selecting Windows, that means I'm going to run this project on Windows machine once it is created. Like I have created it, deliver to client, and client will run this project on Windows. Now another one is language. Okay, so language is VB and C sharp, as you know. Okay. Hi, Vikas. You want to say something? Okay. Okay, great. Cool. So if you see language, there are two type of language, VB and C sharp. As you know, UiPath is built up on top of, .NET framework. It's completely built up on .NET framework. And .NET framework, we have two languages, VB and C sharp. It's a Microsoft languages, right? So when you're creating your project, the backend of the project, because this is a drag and drop, but as you know, even if it is a drag and drop, there is a language in behind. So if you want to say that, okay, this language can be a VB, I want to make this language a VB, or I want to make this language a C sharp, it completely change your structure, the backend code of the project. If you choose VB, it will be the backend code will be written in the VB. If you choose C sharp, the backend code will be written in the C sharp. Where it is important, I'll show you. Okay. So if you choose VB, so I click on create. So it will create a project for me. Just wait 2 minutes. It will be adding the dependencies. Adding the dependencies means it is adding the packages. As I said, packages are functionalities. It is adding the packages. You can see I have packages over here. These are the packages. Okay, these are the packages. If I have package Excel, okay, I can see the Excel. If I have package UI mail activity testing system, UI automation, then we have this packages. And because of these packages, I can see if I want to do something with Excel, I can see Excel functionalities like this. I saw mail, I can write mail and I can see the functionalities of mail. I can do anything with the mail. So because of these packages, I can see these activity. If you want to involve more functionalities, you can go to all packages and click on search over here and you will see a lot of packages. You can just search that packages and you can just access that activities. Okay, so for now we are just gonna do kind of hello message, right? So now we have a framework, we call it we have a blank canvas. We can click on open mail work activity, right? Main file. Okay, Rohit, we can change the language from project JSON. Just definitely, let's see. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's talk about this first. Okay, in mail we can see in main file sequence we have a blank canvas over here. Now we have some when we create a project. So first, what created? We created Hello Automation project, and inside the Hello Automation project, we have entity template. We have a file, only one file, main.xaml file, XAML file, XAML file. Okay, and then we have project.json. Okay, now in the project.json, we have this one. Okay, expression language. We have Visual Basic. We can change this language. Cool. Target framework. We have Windows. Okay, these are the information actually. Let's see if we can change it or not. Okay. Cool. Now we have a main project. In the project, you can see these many files. If you create a new file, it will come over here only. If you click on this one, you can see your folder has opened my folder. So the same files are over here also. Okay. Now let's talk about this thing. Okay. I have UiPath. Okay. So in UiPath, we have different panels. We have project panel, right? We have project panel. We have activity panel, we have snippet panel, we have properties panel, we have data manager, object repository, autopilot, outline, test explorer. But let's talk about the first, which we're going to use. As I said, we're not going to take everything at a time. We're going to take step by step, right? So we're going to use activities panel. So what activity panel has? Activity panel has all the functionalities which you can implement in your project. Like suppose if I want to send a message box, I can see a message box over here. I can just type message box. If I want to do something with database, data table, I can see the data table active. If I want to do something with database, I don't see anything. Oh, because I can see database activity over here also. Right, connect to data. If I don't find any activity over here, suppose I'm trying to GPT. Let's see. Do we have something with Chat GPT? No, we don't have, right? So if I don't have anything with that, I can go to manage packages, click on all packages and search it over here. And then whenever you have like this, you have to just click on install and save it. And then you will be able to see those activities over here. So in the activity panel, definitely you can see all the functionalities. And if you don't find the functionality, you can get that functionality from the managed packages. Okay, so our task is hello world in the message box. So I don't know what I'm writing like this, but somehow find out that what I'm searching for. Okay, so I'll go to message box and drag it like this and drop it. Okay, now when I drag and drop like this over here, okay, now I want to change. I can write it like this over here. So I'm saying that hello automation, but what I want to change is, okay, what I want to do is, when this message box will pop up, I want the message box title should be like, okay, welcome to automation, not like just hello automation, but also welcome to like this. I'll show you. I want this pop up to be like this. When it say hello automation, I want this to take like over here, welcome. When this message box will appear like this, should be like this. This is called title. Right. So what I can do is I can go to message box, automation, go to properties, and over here, I can see the properties related to this functionalities. So I have automatically close after. I'm not saying it should be automatically closed. So I can do 0 0 0 0 0 0. So it will not close automatically everything, right? Definitely should not close everything automatically. Now we can have button. If you want to have just single button like okay button. So it's fine. Don't specify anything. Okay. You can have okay cancel, yes, no cancel, yes, no button is completely upon you. Okay. And when you have this button, and when you press that button, you can get that as output also. Suppose I have yes, no. So how I'm gonna know that, okay, whether I pressed yes or I pressed yes, no. So once I press yes, no, it will be visible over here in the output. But let's talk about this, okay? So I can have button like, okay button only in the message box. I can have yes, no. I can have okay. I can have yes, no, cancel, right? Then I can give a caption or a title. So what I want to do is I can give it like this over here. Come on. Okay, welcome. Nice. Okay, I can give it like over here, or I can click on this one and open expression editor and give it like this over here. Okay, so it's fine. Now we have text, what I want to show. This is caption, what I want to give a caption like, okay. Topmost means there's a possibility that, okay, before this message box, in front of this message box, another screen is there, but I want it to be topmost, so I can give, select true, false, or by default, whatever is there. Okay. Chosen button means whatever button I chose, yes, no, it will be giving me as a output, but this output need to be saved inside a variable, so that I'll show you that. Okay. So, but first let's talk about okay only. Okay. Now this is how it work actually. Okay. This is my message box. Okay. And how my message box now, we have created this one. If till here, if anyone has any doubt, please feel free to ask. If you don't have any doubt, please, then we can go ahead next. Aishwarya, all good? I saw a lot of people are joining very late. Good. Hi, Aishwarya.
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Okay. Hello. How are you?
Clear actually. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Fine. So we have a message box. Now it's good, right? Now we can run it. Now I can show you the executor right now. Okay. The robot, actually, we call it executor. Okay. So when you have created this on Hello World, you want to run your project, definitely. So there is a possibility, two possibility when you want to run it. Either you want to run just this file, or you want to run the entire project. So I right now in my project I have only one file. Now if I run this file, the same. If I run the entire project, it's the same. Okay, but there's a possibility I have multiple files. So in that scenario, we will see later. But right now we have one file. We want to run it. I can run this file or run. So I'll click on run. The moment I press run, okay, does it? Okay, I was doing some decision tree. That's why I took this data. Let me move this one. Yes. Okay, so you can see hello world. Okay, now over here, whatever you can see, this is called executor. This is message box. This is executor or your robot. This is your robot. And this robot will be visible only when you are running the bot. Okay, your message box is this. You can see over here, this is your executor robot. Okay, robot is different and your assistant is different. Always remember. Okay, so this is your robot. This is, you can see title, you can hello automation, and when I press OK, this is fine. Okay. Okay. Now suppose I have another message box. Okay. And I want to check whether the person want to go ahead or not. Do you want to continue like this, right? So I can press, do you want to continue? So like this. Don't worry about my things. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. This is like, oh, sorry. Do you want to continue? There is a thing like this. Okay. Now we have a message box. Now in message box, I can say that, okay, I want to take yes and no. So right now you saw that in message box, we have okay button, but at the end, what I want in this message box, yes or no. So I can take it from like this, yes or no. And once the user presses, what will happen? When I run the bot, what's going to happen? So the first, this message box will be appearing. Second, this message box will appear, and this message box will have yes, no. I press yes. So how I'm gonna know that whether the person pressed yes or no? Where I'm gonna see it? I can store this data inside a variable. So I can go to this panel. This is called a variable panel, where you can create your variable. So we saw four panels right now. Project panel, where you will see all the things related to your project, right? Another one is activity panel, where you can see the functionalities which you can use, whatever activity you want to drag and drop, whatever task you want to do, you can drag and drop. And then we saw, you click on activity and see the properties of that activity. You can change the activity, give the information over there. Now the fourth panel is called variable panel. Okay, we will see variable panel in detail, but right now I'm creating just a variable for now, and I'm saying that user input. Don't worry about this right now. Please feel free to ask any question if you have. Okay, now we have message box. Now in message box, I can press yes and no, definitely. So I'm gonna store this value inside this chosen button. So this output, yes or no output, will be stored inside over here. So I can use, I press U, and I can see my variable. I can use this variable over here, and I just, okay, fine. And if I want to show, if I want to show this output, because I need to show this output, right? I'm storing this output inside a variable. That is not enough. I need to show it somewhere. So I can show this user input variable inside a write line activity. Don't worry, because these are the activities which you're gonna use a lot of time. You're gonna use these activities, so you're gonna get in detail a lot. Okay, so we have created a variable. Don't worry about this. This is just for right now. I'm creating it variable. We have a separate module for it where we will learn variable. Okay, so we have a message box. We have another message box, and I'm just showing you that, okay, in properties, what are the types? In property, we have output. In input, whatever it is required in input, it will ask me the input and where it gonna save that output, because at the end this activity is giving me output and I need to save this outputs inside some variable. So I'm storing this inside a variable. Okay, and then I'm showing it into, then I need to show this one, so I'm running it. Okay, okay, now hello world, I have this, and now you can see we have another message box which says, do you want to continue? I say yes and no. I can go ahead with, I say no, and this value will be visible over here. And this panel, this is called output panel. You can say console. If you are familiar with the programming language, you can say console, or you can say this is nothing but a output panel. Okay, this is a output panel. So this is how your UiPath Studio look like, right? Your UiPath Studio looks like. You can publish your project to the orchestrator. Okay, but before that, I want to show you something related to this project. I can go to project.json. Okay, what this file mean? Project.json has all the information related to your project, either your project name, either your description, either your main file targeting, which is main file. Okay, main file concept also we need to explain. Okay. So main file also you can have that. Okay, fine. This is the pointing to the main file. So this file will be the main file. If you change the main file, you can change the main file, definitely you can. It's not necessary to have the main file name with the main file. I can make it hello file, hello automation file, automation main, hello automation main, something like this I can make it, right? If I close this one, save it, go here, go to project, now you can see it has got changed as a hello automation. That means, which is my main file. Why main is important? Whenever you will run the project, not run the file, whenever you will run the project, the file which it gonna run is, it gonna run always the main file, not other files. No file will be run. Only those file will be running if it is called in main. Okay, so these are the concepts which you will be learning in the next module, which is fundamental of programming languages. So I'll teach you a little bit of programming language. What are variables? What are loops? What are classes? What are functions? What do you mean by calling a function? How the function are created. So a little bit I'll show you. Okay. And with the help of that, you will be able to understand this concept. Okay. So you have hello automation like main, which main file it is targeting. Then we will have these dependencies, whatever dependencies over here you can see in project packages, same dependencies are there with the versions, right? Then we will have, main thing is we will have expression language, which language you are using over here. Either you are using C#, either Visual Basic you are using. And also we will have target framework, which is Windows, or either it is a different framework over there in the background. Okay, now let's go to the main. Let's go to our project. So this is how our hello world look like. Okay. Now next task is publishing my package to the orchestrator. Okay, suppose I want to publish this package to the orchestrator, or I want to create a package. So we have now next two tasks. Next two tasks is adding this file or pushing this project into GitHub. This is the first task. And the second task is publishing this package into orchestrator in a two-way. The first one from UiPath itself, and the second way is from orchestrator, just uploading my file to the orchestrator, uploading this project into orchestrator. But important right now is, adding this file to the GitHub repository. Okay, so for that, you need to understand how GitHub work. What is GitHub init? What is GitHub clone? What is GitHub, uh, copy to GitHub, GitHub init, GitHub repository, what it does basically, connection, disconnection, basically, what GitHub is. So I need to, in the next session, what I think we need one more session for this module, 1 hour session for this module, where I'm going to teach you a little bit about GitHub, how it looks like, and then we will push this code to the GitHub. Okay, this is how it's gonna work in the next one. So if anyone has any doubt, please feel free to ask. We have open platform right now, so please go ahead.
Hi, Maninder.
Hi, Ratna.
While installing a package from Manage Packages,
Mhm.
in case if
Hello, Ratna. Hello.
it is in a real-time project, like if it is a pre, hello, is it good to hear me?
Yes, your voice was missing in the middle. Yes, please go ahead, Ratna. Hello. Oh, I think there is a problem. Okay, Ajay, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, does it support Mac OS operating system?
No,
Hello.
no, 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 nobody. As I said, it's a build up on .NET framework, and basically right now it only support kind MS, not MS,
MS,
OS. Yeah,
Windows.
Windows. Yeah,
So,
Ratna, please. Yes, Ajay, please go
is
ahead.
there any plan, to support in future?
I will talk to UiPath definitely.
Hmm.
So I guess they should, means they should actually, because if they want to be in the game every time, they have to adopt all the, because, but what's the problem is, they have to create their entire ecosystem, the studio, because in for the what you can say, they have to create their studio for OS from the scratch. So right now, what is there? They have UiPath Web also, where you can do everything like this. So this thing in the web, not in the desktop. So you can
Okay.
you can you can access the URL and work it over there. Yes. Okay. Yes, Ratna, please go ahead. I guess you have some.
Yes.
Yes.
So you're able to hear me, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
In the Manage Packages,
Mm-hmm.
there is a package which is missing regarding a few activities,
Yes.
where you have to install it in the real-time project. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a preview and also the pre-release. So, can we go for a standardized version, or can I go for pre-release or something? I
I
mean,
think no, better. I would suggest, what I would suggest is, it's like preview and pre-release. These are like they can have bug, not proper stable, right? So you can go for these one. Like over here, you can see this one and this one. You can go for this one, 2410. So
mhm,
better to go for the stable one. I would suggest always.
okay. In case again I want to go back and use those activities,
Mm-hmm.
so uh, can I just uninstall this again and reinstall that and use
No,
this?
no, 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 no. What I will suggest, you have to see the compatibility first, because what happens is, like, okay, if some variable name they change, or some thing they change in the background, because it looks like a code only, right? Whatever you say, it's look like a code only. So if they change a variable name, just give me example. Let me give you example with a good one. Okay, I'll give you example. So it can take a little bit time, so I just need your time. Okay, it's opening my Anaconda. I'll show you this one. Just okay. So till then it is opening. So there's a possibility that okay, they say that okay, some variable name they change, or some function name they change, something they change. Okay, so it will change everything related to that activity. So then it will say, okay, now this activity is not supported. So you can get this kind of a problem. So I would say that definitely you should, go for, means first always do version up or down from here, update it, and then see whether it is working that activity or not. If you don't see anything, any problem, you go to analyze and validate the project. And if you don't see any problem, what you can do is you can just downgrade that package. But otherwise, don't just cancel it and save it, so it can hamper your project.
Okay.
Yes. So I was about to show you something, maybe. So all the packages are in the background. All the packages look like this only. I'll show you. See, like if you have a language and you see UI means Python ML packages, right? So we have linear regression like this. So linear regression, you can see they just call the class, give the input, and get the output, right? But this is how the background code looks like. This is how the linear regression code look like, and this is the graph output which we are getting. But suppose next day I change this step size, just a variable name, just instead of this, I just change it a capital S, and you are trying to run the same code because the code is same, right? Everything is same. You have accesses that one, and I'll get an error later because my S, this step size, because this variable will not be, kind of visible to those. You can see I am getting that error. So this kind of problem you can get. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So, yes. If anyone has any doubt, please feel free to ask, because we can't take the next topic right now, like GitHub, sending it to GitHub. Yes.
Hi, Maninder. Hi, Ravi here.
Hi, Ravi. Please tell me, buddy.
Yeah, I have a general question. It's not technical. Can I go ahead and ask for this question?
Sorry, your voice
I mean,
is.
I have a gen. Yeah, I am audible now.
Yeah, you are audible, but it's like kind of echo with not lot of noise.
Okay, no problem. I have a general question. Yeah.
Yes.
Some persons are saying UiPath tool is outdated now. So, is it
Uh,
really good? I mean, is it really true or not?
means I if yeah, I saw a lot of people asking me whether UiPath is outdated, and and I saw a lot of tools are coming in the market, and they are like, okay, you know what, there's we have Power Automate, we have Blueprints, we have this kind of, I'll tell you, UiPath is kind of a giant now. It's like Google. You can have different browsers like Edge, Mozilla, Firefox, like this browsers you can have, but Google is Google, right? You just go and you download the Chrome. You're compatible with the Chrome. You have a lot of functionalities in Chrome, extensions, and we have different things in Chrome. So with the similar one, UiPath is, it's kind of a giant over here. And also I can guarantee anyone, if you know UiPath, you know other tools, and Power Automate to definitely, because when you see UiPath, you will see Power Automate as a small brother of UiPath. They have entirely copied everything from UiPath, so you can learn it. So it's like UiPath never gonna outdated, man. They have IPOs, they have whole and soul in automation. They are using ML right now, document understand, the multiple thing. They have task mining, everything. They have their OCR, they have everything. So if you think that it's outdated, no, 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 no.
In
It,
short, I guess,
uh
Prasanna, in short, I think people want to know what is the future of UiPath.
definitely, man. It's a good one. Definitely good. फ्यूचर ऑफ UiPath, इफ अगर ये खराब होता तो मैं पहले निकल चुका हूँ सबसे पहले. मैं
Yes.
मौका परस्त आदमी हूँ, मुझे जो ज्यादा पैसा देगा मैं उधर निकल जाऊंगा. बट द थिंग इज,
Yeah, got it, man.
हाँ, डेफिनेटली मैन,
And
learn it,
Mahinder
learn it.
here,
हाँ सोनू.
For the ages, I wanted to add like Power Automate is still the company as using Power Automate, but Power Automate not that much upgraded as of
Not,
now. So most of the
हाँ.
company has just dropped their. Even I just give you example of my company.
Hmm.
So they have already they are using the UI path.
Hmm.
Okay, and their capability or something they have. I don't know, maybe in the leader side. So they
Hmm.
have started just POC on the Power Automate.
Hmm. And they will drop it.
Power Automate project start किया, then जब when we started with the UI Power Automate,
Hmm.
we see there's a lot of issues in the Power Automate.
Definitely, man.
So
Stable
now
नहीं
the
है.
all the project has stopped now.
Hmm.
They are only the project is running, which is 90% complete in the Power Automate. Only two
Okay.
three projects in the organization,
Okay.
but
Okay. Yes.
entire project from the Power Automate is
Hmm.
stopped now.
Hmm. Do you remember Signal app? Signal app. When Elon Musk says that okay, use Signal. When we were like okay, WhatsApp बहुत ज़्यादा privacy invade कर रहा है and all everything, and we are like okay, let's use Signal, and 2 3 days everyone use Signal because some tech giant says use Signal. Similar happened with Power Automate. Before, it's not Automate is not baby of Microsoft. It's baby of someone else which adopted got adopted by Power Microsoft, and everyone's like,
Microsoft.
okay, this is Microsoft project, this is Microsoft product, and now everyone is like, learn Power Automate. But I'll tell you, Power Automate doesn't have infrastructure, a proper infrastructure. They don't have orchestrator like thing, a separate entity for it. They don't have document stand. They don't have action center. They don't have AI center. They don't have anything like this, right? They just have a tool and 2 3 things you can do, and you can do minimum things. I got one. I have a client, freelance client from UAE, and he's like, okay, we did some POCs on Power Automate and now it's not working. Yeah, we need, because हमको ऐसी or more functionalities we need. So they were like, okay, we need more functionalities. So I suggested go to UiPath then. They have everything. You want to process the document, they have that. You want to have human in loop, they have Action Center. You want to create apps, app. So I said that's in UiPath itself. So everything is there. So yes, future is good in UiPath. They are giant, man. They are giant, right?
Even the costing is also the same. Right?
Ha.
The people are now the leaders are the costing Power Automate की is ज़्यादा बढ़ रही है, because only the reason
Hmm.
that they are taking the Power Automate because of the costing.
Costing,
But
yes.
now the cost, because Microsoft hit, in API they charge.
Huh. Hmm. I can add this thing one that okay, if you ask anyone na, what is good in Power Automate, they will like costing. Arey, bot ka costing, it's one
Yeah.
factor, but there are multiple factors: stability of bot,
Hmm.
features of bot, right?
Yes.
How it is
Right.
running, how compatible it is, everything. So these are the things which you need to consider when you are buying a thing, buying a tool, definitely. Yes. Okay. Anyone has any other doubt, Charan? Any doubt, buddy? You joined a lot late. Yes. I think Medha is there. Medha, do you have doubt? Okay, Raj, Ravi. Yes. Okay, Raju, your bandwidth really low, man. For the UI path, no, it's fine. No, you don't have to. You don't have to learn any other technology. If you are very proficient in UI path, then you can go to ML algorithms. Different algorithms. We have regression trees, decision trees, and these kind of algorithms if you want to.
It has come with a specialized AI also now, ML and specialized.
We have AI center also over here, so you can
Yes.
just use their packages. Whoever have the packages, so you can use them. Yes. Anyone has any other doubt, guys?
Maninda,
Yeah.
Prasanna again.
How about automation anywhere? That is also an RPA tool, right? Like,
Yes.
what is better than that?
How does UiPath better than Automation Anywhere?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That Automation Anywhere. Uh, इसको मैं कैसे I think we can see the numbers then in how much percentage it is getting used in market. Like, okay, if we have a market of 100%, how many companies are using UiPath and how many companies are using Power Automate? Because I have, sorry, automation here, because I haven't used automation anywhere, because I use Blue Prism, I use Power Automate, I use UiPath, but not uh, automation anywhere. Sorry, Ashwarya.
I think the free version is also more here instead of the
Huh,
automation. And
it's free for lifetime. You can learn everything.
I've read about that. In that
Mm.
they have after certain time there is a charge for something, which is
Mm.
not here.
Yes, that's called community version. It's completely free of cost.
We all
Yes,
have similar features, right? In automation anywhere and UiPath almost.
yes. If you,
So because
I would suggest
I
one. Yes.
I worked for 5 years in automation here, so there are a lot of things which are similar to, but I know that UiPath is mostly used in the market right now.
Yeah. If you are
Maybe
talking. Uh-huh.
can you
Okay.
hear
Okay.
me?
Yes. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, no, no. I was just telling that about
Hmm.
automation anywhere and UiPath is
Yes.
uh, automation anywhere also works in the similar fashion. I mean, the way UiPath works.
Yes. They have also control center like orchestrators. Right?
Yeah,
So
everything they have on the cloud and all the features
yes.
are there. I mean, same. I mean, nothing like that.
Mm.
Automation anywhere is also into the market actually.
Yes. Automation anywhere is the second biggest RPA
Yes.
tool
Yeah.
in market. Definitely.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the third one is Blue Prism and Power Automate. They are fighting, but Blue Prism,
Power
I think.
Automate is a very, I mean, they are very, I mean, currently I'm working with Power Automate for last
Mm.
1 year, but
Mhm.
this is not, I mean, good as compared to automation anywhere. Earlier I worked for automation here for 5 years.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, this is very, I mean, Power Automate is, I mean, a lot of issues are there actually
Got it.
going on
Okay.
since they,
No worries. Anyone has any other doubt, please feel free to
Uh,
ask any
Mani,
technical.
Maninder, this is Aishwarya.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
I'm using Excel, okay, but it says like the product key, your activation is required. So, is there any free thing that it can be incorporated with UiPath? Because after some days, I'm
Huh.
seeing that Microsoft Excel is like saying that.
So we have another activities also called workbook activity. You can use those workbook activities.
But with workbook, we have limitations, right? We can't use so much things.
Huh, it will be used as a file only. It will not be used as a Excel. It will not be opened in that application we call Excel application. But those are
Correct.
it will be using the workbook activity. So you will be using the workbook. But उसका तो मुझे लाइसेंस तो आपको लेना पड़ेगा फिर यू इसका मींस ऑफिस 365 सॉरी उसका मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता ऐश्वर्या तो
Sorry.
I said for that I can't do anything because that's related to the license part na license
No,
you need
I know that, but is there anything that we can do with that, like
mm,
anything or something?
no we have
Excel
to
application.
use workbook activity then limited
Okay,
means everything we can do the combination of workbook activities and data tables. So we can combine this and get our whatever which
okay,
is
got
required.
it. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And do we have to be a good coder to learn UiPath, Maninder?
No, I guess not that much big, but I would say that you need to be a logical person to create RPA, any automation. You have to be creative because you don't need a memory over here, you need logics.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Anyone has any other questions?
या
No.
मेरा एक
Yeah.
क्वेश्चन है
Ah, Vikash.
क्या हम कॉन्करेंसी अचीव कर सकते हैं यूआईपाथ में
Means what kind of concurrency you are
बट
talking
काइंड ऑफ अगर मेरे पास 10 फाइलें हैं एक्सेल की
about?
मुझे अलग अलग लूप में घुमानी है तो एक तो
Mm-hmm.
तरीका है मैं पैरेललिज्म में घुमा दूं उनको ठीक है
Mm-hmm.
पैरेलल एक्टिविटी यूज करके कोई
Mm-hmm.
अदर वे है इसमें
मीन्स पैरेलल वे एक्टिविटी में भी हाँ आप मीन्स असिंक्रोनस कर रहे हो ना उसको भी तो हाँ ठीक वन बाय वन घुमाना है लूप को मतलब आपको यू नीड टू ओपन इट एंड वर्क ऑन दैट एक्सेल राइट
या मतलब मेरे को 5-6 एक्सेलें एक साथ घुमानी है ताकि फास्ट एग्जीक्यूशन हो टाइम ना लगे
नहीं यार, अभी
मैंने
तो।
इस पे बड़ी रिसर्च करी, लेकिन इसमें कुछ मतलब हुआ नहीं। कोडिड
हम्म।
वर्कफ्लो कर सकता है, लेकिन
हम्म।
कोडिड वर्कफ्लो सही नहीं है, अभी स्टेबल नहीं है सही
नहीं,
से।
नहीं, ऑब्वियस सी बात है,
हाँ।
कोडेड तभी तो
तो
आरपीआई
और
है, कोड नहीं करना था।
बहुत सारी, जैसे कि एक और है, जैसे कि इन्होंने पाइथन हम इसमें रन कर सकते हैं।
हम्म।
तो लेकिन
कंपाइलर।
पाइथन, हाँ, कंपाइल उसके लिए, लेकिन अदर लैंग्वेज के लिए इन्होंने नहीं दिया कि भाई गोलैंग यूज कर लो, जो नई नई लैंग्वेज हैं। रस्ट है,
डेफिनेटली मैन,
ये
उनके
बहुत
लिए।
ही भास्ट है।
गॉट इट, बट दे नीड टू क्रिएट एग्जीक्यूटर फॉर दैट ना बड़ी। उसको फिर
या
वो मतलब आप समझ रहे हो ये। डॉट दे हैव डॉट नेट फ्रेमवर्क, एंड व्हाट दे नीड टू डू, दे नीड टू प्लेस समथिंग ऑन दैट डॉट नेट फ्रेमवर्क टू रन दैट पाइथन। यू कैन
या
अंडरस्टैंड ना,
नहीं,
एग्जीक्यूटर,
या
हाँ।
रन उसके लिए वो करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन उसके लिए जैसे
हाँ,
पाइथन भी अलग ही है एक किस्म से,
हाँ,
डॉट नेट से बहुत
डेफिनेटली
अलग है
मैन।
वो।
हाँ, so
हाँ, तो
दे
हम,
नीड टू क्रिएट एवरीथिंग फॉर एवरी लैंग्वेज ना। अगर इफ यू से गोलैंग का क्यों नहीं किया, तो फॉर द गोलैंग आल्सो दे नीड टू क्रिएट इट, लाइक जैसे उन्होंने पाइथन के लिए किया बेसिकली। तो दे नीड टू वर्क ऑन दैट ना। So, अभी तो नहीं है
और एक
वैसा।
तो थोड़ा ड्रॉबैक मेरे को थोड़ा सा लगा यूआई
हम्म।
पाथ
हम्म।
का,
हम्म।
कि इसमें मैं एक महीने से रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ कि
हम्म।
सारी यूआई पाथ प्रोफाइल्स खोलता हूँ,
हम्म।
देखता हूँ उनको।
हम्म।
तो एक्चुअली क्या है कि नॉर्थ में बिल्कुल भी नहीं है मेरे यहाँ, तो जैसे चंडीगढ़, हरियाणा, यहाँ तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं है। चंडीगढ़, मोहाली में तो बिल्कुल ही आरपीए नहीं है, छोटी मोटी कंपनी है बिल्कुल, जैसे मैं लगा हूँ जिसमें, उसमें सारा
हम्म।
काम खुद ही करना पड़ता है। वहाँ कोई जो एसडीएलसी है वो फॉलो ही नहीं
नहीं,
होता।
नहीं, 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 आप से आप कभी नोएडा, गुड़गांव इन जगह देखा क्या आपने?
अभी मैं देख रहा हूँ, अभी मैं तो स्विच
लॉट।
करने की, हाँ,
हाँ,
सोच रहा
बहुत,
हूँ।
मेरी कंपनी एंटिटी डेटा है, और यू कैन गो नोएडा में जाओ तो कैप जेमिनी, सॉरी, ये एस से क्या नाम है उसका, खुद ही नाम भूल गया उसका।
हाँ, वहाँ तो बहुत है,
बहुत
वहाँ
बहुत,
तो।
हाँ, तो यूआईपाथ एवरीवेयर इज यूआईपाथ मैन। इफ जेड एस इज देयर इन दिल्ली, जेड एस हैज यूआईपाथ। एवरीवन, इफ यू सी टाटा, यू गो टू टीसीएस, दे आर यूजिंग जेड एफ, सॉरी, यूआईपाथ।
बट बट पता है, इसमें एक दिक्कत है ना कि यूआई पाथ को कोई भी कर ले रहा है आजकल ना। मैं प्रोफाइल देखता हूँ, कोई
अगर आप।
अकाउंटेंट मैनेजर था, कोई कुछ था, मैं खुद एक टैक्सी ड्राइवर था अभी
हाँ।
थोड़े दिन पहले, तीन
हम्म।
साल पहले। अब मैं
हम्म।
एक्सपर्ट हो गया हूँ यूआई पाथ में, कोई भी कर ले रहा है इसको, बड़ा आसान है।
हाँ, बिकॉज दैट्स द थिंग। एक्सपर्ट प्रोफिशिएंट होना इंपॉर्टेंट है ना। देखो आज की डेट में, इफ आई से कोडिंग, इफ आई गिव यू पाइथन, यू विल लर्न पाइथन इन 3। जिसकी जिसकी हालत खराब होगी वो पाइथन भी 3 महीने में सीख जाएगा।
बिल्कुल।
जावा सीखना है आपको 6 मंथ, यू विल लर्न, यू विल बी प्रोफिशिएंट इन जावा ऑल्सो, इफ यू वांट टू लर्न इट। सो इट्स लाइक, इट्स नॉट कोई भी सीख रहा है, इट्स लाइक ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप हर किसी को आता है। To create the logics, you need to understand, what is going behind it. इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस आप वो भी तो नहीं रह गए हैं, या प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट आप वो भी तो नहीं रह गई हैं जो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड पहले हुआ करती।
हाँ, बहुत सारी चीजें बदल गई हैं,
डेफिनेटली
जब
यू
जब
नीड टू
चैट
यू
जीपीटी
नीड
आने के बाद तो बिल्कुल ही सब कुछ ही बदल गया है।
डेफिनेटली यू नीड टू, if you are doing UI automation, you need to know API automation also, API also, कि
या
हाँ एपीआई कैसे वर्क करता है, कौन कौन सी एपीआईज होती हैं, पोस्ट, गेट, ये वाली मेथड्स कौन से होते हैं, वो क्या देता है, किस फॉर्मेट में देता है। सो यू नीड टू नो दैट ऑल्सो। सो ऐसा नहीं है कि अब उतना ही रह गया है। People are there, they think, I'll tell you na, I saw a lot of people who think they know UiPath, but if they go to interview and we ask the questions, it's like थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो जाता है। Like if I say Excel के केस में मिरर कॉन्सेप्ट, so they were like, ये क्या है? और so these kind of things are there na, so no worries man, Noida, Gurgaon, search for it, you will get it. There are a lot of jobs. Okay, cool man. Okay, yes. Anyone else, any doubt, by guys?
Sir, how can I access this recording?
We will give you the URL, man. Don't worry.
Okay,
Abhishek,
okay, sir.
we'll give you the URL.
Sir, are there any PPTs or anything
Definitely. We have the
which you have?
PPTs. We will be sharing it with the people who are joining. So that's right now we are not, we haven't, kind of spreaded it.
Okay, okay, sir.
We will, man. Okay.
Any question bank, Maninder, like for
Yes, we
interviews?
have interview questions bank. We'll share it with the candidates, Bashwarya.
Okay.
Definitely. We have a big question bank. And
Okay.
the interview assignments also. The assignment, it's like, okay, people, my students comes to me and they said, oh, मेरा interview में ये वाला assignment पूछा. I was like, give that assignment to me. I'll store it in my bank. So it's like that only. I talk to
Oh,
people, I ask their interview questions, what are getting asked and all, and then I, kind of prepare a sheet for that.
yeah, that would be more helpful. Like
Definitely, man.
hearing interview, it's a different story while working,
Yes,
right? So,
yes, yes, definitely. Yes. Anyone has any other doubt? Okay, if you don't have doubt, then we can close this session. If you have doubt, still doubt, so please go through the recording. We saw everything in a very light mood, like message box also we saw very very lightly. We saw that okay, we have this fight and all, but don't worry about it. It's not like one time we are going. Why we are taking it very lightly? Because I know everything I have to do, like this property panel, variable panel, project panel, activity panel, everything we gonna do every day actually. In every lecture we're gonna use these things. That's why I was like, okay, I'm drawing a one line right now, then I'll draw the second line, third line, fourth line on that line itself, and then you will see that line clear. So don't worry about it, just learn it. Whatever we taught, I need your next 1 hour only. You can just fast forward the recording and look at that recording and just get ready for the next class then. Okay, so just go home, see the recording, fast forward it, and understand everything. Cool.
Maninder, Prasanna,
Ha, Prasanna, please tell me about it.
I've seen a lot of people who are the AVP of UiPath. They're making a lot of YouTube channel videos and all that.
Hmm.
I've not seen yours on YouTube. Are you on the YouTube? You made any
Yes,
like?
yes. We have the session, the entire session, Prasanna. We have the entire session, the last recording, last batch recording, because that's on a modern framework. Earlier there was classic framework. We were
Yeah,
the
the
first
latest
one who
version.
taught everything on the modern framework. So I thought I'll put it on YouTube. I just put it, and it's not public actually. I made it private. I just gave it to student. I don't want to give, not
Okay,
because it's like
not public.
नॉट पब्लिक यार, इतना भी कुछ चाहिए नहीं कि हाँ पब्लिसिटी। मेरे को ना एमबीबी बनना है ना वो करना है। मेरे को जस्ट जो चल रहा है ठीक है। हाँ, आई एम ओके विद माय वर्क एंड आई एम ओके विद माय लर्निंग।
Correct,
देखो ना,
correct.
मैं कुछ ना कुछ करता ही रहता हूँ, फालतू चीजें, जैसे ये कुछ ना कुछ करते रहो। आजकल मैं एमएल के पीछे लगा हूँ, एल्गोरिदम के पीछे जबरदस्ती। वी हैव लाइब्रेरी बट आई एम क्रिएटिंग इट फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच एवरीथिंग। सो मेरे को थोड़ा सनक रहती है। कूल। एनी ओके गाइस, एनीवन हैज एनी डाउट?
Technique.
फिर तो
any
शायद आपके
special
साथ ही
session?
मिलते हैं।
Sorry,
या ऐश्वर्या, या ऐश्वर्या।
any special session on queues and RE framework? I mean,
Yes,
on training days.
we have RE framework sessions, queues, everything is there, Aishwarya. I have to teach you everything. That's how it goes.
Correct. Yeah. So it would be like on weekends, right? Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturday, Sunday we will have, and weekdays, if you can give me 2 days of weekdays, it will be really great. Because what happened? Suppose this Saturday, Sunday you finish, next Saturday, Sunday you are coming. I'm 100% sure you are not in touch. Let's be loyal to the whatever this process. Okay, let's give it 100%. I just, you need to have a, you will get a pain of 2 month, 3 month, but I want you to get proficient in this UiPath. I don't want to have any kind of guilt and then say अरे यार कुछ नहीं सीखा इन्होंने. So I want you to have a really good, if say I'm telling each one of you very straightforward. If you can't join 90% of the classes, don't join this batch. I will very straightforward this thing. This is it's completely fine. If you can't give 90% for the 3 month, we will have one hour of lecture in the mid of the week, and weekend 2 hour of lectures for the 3 month. You give me your 3 month, I'm gonna make you really good developer. And this is recording, still in recording. You can show me and you can say, भाई हमने पूरा दिया था 90%, कुछ नहीं हुआ. So that's why you can show me my recording. Just give me your 3 month, really good month. Okay. Really, really, I need your cooperation over here. Once we get it, we'll bang. Okay. So if you don't join it. Very straightforward. If you can't give, इसमें से नहीं मेरे को यहाँ जाना होता है, मेरे को वहां जाना होता है, ये हो जाता है. If I tell you my हम अपनी सुनाएंगे तो आपकी खटिया उड़ जाएगी. तो मेरा तो 5:30 बजे सुबह होता है, रात को 11-12 बजे तक मैं बैठा होता हूँ. तो मेरे तो डार्क सर्कल है. इफ यू सी माई फेस, आई एम वेरी अगली. ठीक है. So I would say I need your 3 month. You will be get proficient. But I make a lot of
Okay.
money. Don't worry. Cool. Okay, guys. So if anyone has any doubt, please drop me your messages on WhatsApp, or drop Ankush. If you think that okay, you are ready for this one, please let's bang this classes and get ready for UiPath. Cool. So I'm done with this. Ankush, anything, any doubt? I think you guys don't have doubt, so we can stop the recording. If anyone has any doubt, please feel
सर
free to
टेक
ask.
न्यूक्लियर चैनल है ना आपका?
जी निखिल सर.
टेक न्यूक्लियर चैनल है ना आपका यूट्यूब?
Yes sir, yes sir. And I will make means अभी के लिए recordings on है, but वो private हो जाएंगे कुछ time बाद. Just okay. Cool. No worries, Nikhil. If anyone has any doubt, please feel free to ask your questions. If don't have, आगे बढ़े. खाना खाते हैं थोड़ा.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
great
you.
man. Thank
Thank
you, thank you,
thank you,
thank
thank
you,
you, sir.
man.